Hello, 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 hello. Hey, what's up? It's me, your girl E. My locks wants to do their own thing. It's me, your girl E, coming to you today for a Saturday writing session. Today is Saturday, August the 1st. All right, happy August. We are in August. The weather is not as hot this past week as it was last month. It was crazy, right? Saturday writing session. And what's so trying is that my central air went. So we gotta get a whole new unit. And so my house is a setup, it's a split entry. So of course the main floor, the second floor is like an attic. So yeah. So if you hear some noise in the background, that is my little tower fan because the circulation in his office is poor. I didn't realize it until the AC broke. I was like, "Oh, it is really muggy in this room." And you can see I kind of organized that little pile I had, that little pile up I had last week. I organized it. We had some old coats that we needed to get rid of. We donated. So anyway, little thing. But Saturday writing session. Let's kind of break the session down. So the purpose of Saturday writing session is to encourage authors to write. Okay, to encourage journaling, to encourage writing, to tell your story. Right. Um, I actually want something red for my banner. Try to find that red. So I need a graphic artist. You know what? I'm just going to put it here. See how we'll leave it right there because. All right. Now let's get serious. The purpose of Saturday writing session is to encourage writers, authors, poets to write. Okay. Um, for a few years, I did Tuesday tips. I did writing tips every Tuesday. I would post them online, social media, Instagram. And after a while, this became very boring. I felt like I was saying the same thing over and over again. But nonetheless, I wanted to continue to encourage writers to write. Even those who are not a writer but are inspired by writers who want to write their story, their experiences. Um, I kind of felt the need to get back into it, and I did not want to seem redundant with the Tuesday tips. So, what I did was created a Saturday writing session, and every Saturday we are going to be going over writing tips. Hi, Miss Cynthia. Really low. You can't hear me. Okay, hold on. Let me see. She said the volume is low. Let me see. Okay, I just turned it up. Let me know. Comment if you can, if that sounds better. Okay. Um, so every Saturday we're going to be going over writing tips. Also, I can kind of take my time with it because the Tuesday tip was just to include a writing tip as opposed to doing a 10-minute video. Now, I do the Tuesday tips. I post them on my Facebook pages as well as my Instagram pages. And it is a quick to the point writing tip. All right. But for Saturday writing session, we have some more time. Now, the purpose also, I want to do this between 10 and 2, 10 a.m., 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. But today I had to do my daughter's hair. She has locks. She needed her locks done very, very badly. So I took that time and I got finished and I did some minor housework. So, and I was very tempted not to do the session today. But one of the things that we have to do to build an online presence is to be consistent. So I had to make a contract with myself is to be consistent. So here we go. And I'm glad that I was able to get some things together and come before you today. So do me a favor, please like, subscribe, and share. Hit the thumbs up, hit the bell, hit the subscribe to bring up um, the awareness, because this is also to encourage people to tell their story, right? Everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has an experience that they've been through. Okay, nobody's experience is greater than the other. My experience is not greater than yours, and yours is not greater than mine. My experience is something that I can, that maybe you can handle, and your experience is something that I can handle. But it's very important to share it. So if you share it with, talking about it through your local church, family, women's support group, whatever, or if you want to write it, and this is the purpose of doing that. Again, Saturday writing session, whether you're a fiction author, a nonfiction author, a poet, a songwriter, any type of creative. This is a a platform for you. Okay. Now, this past this the past week and this month, we're going to be talking about character development. Actually, before we even do that, we have some announcements. Let's start with the announcements. First things first, we have the writing masterclass, Writers Block Publishing LLC masterclass. We are going to be talking about character development, plot development, storytelling, how to write your memoirs. It is on Saturday, August the 29th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. It will be live on Zoom. Okay, registration is $40. How do you pay? You can simply message me at Writer's Block. Let me get my banner up. Writer's Block Pub, Writer's Block Pub at yahoo.com. Okay, I would put this on my website. However, I don't have a supportive link to connect either a PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. So what I recommend is you shoot me an email at Writer's Block. Let me post that up again. Writer's Block Pub at yahoo.com. Shoot me an email, and I will forward you a Venmo or Cash App link, and then I will send you a packet, a workshop packet, a masterclass packet. And then I will also send you the Zoom link, so then that way you can participate in the masterclass. These masterclasses are definitely beneficial. They are also educational, and they are also to encourage you to write. One of the writers that Writer's Block have published last year, Lucas Finds a Happy Home by Heather Birch, she attended the masterclass, and she ended up publishing her book with Writer's Block. So take the time to register for this class, August 29th at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Seats are filling up fast, so $40 to register, and you will not be disappointed. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. All right, next is something that I'm happy to announce. My latest book, The Cultivating Nature of Naomi Cain. It is available on Kindle right now. We're still working out the details for the cover, so it'll be available for print more likely by the end of the day, if not tomorrow. It is a short story. It's my first book since 2021 when I published The Resurrection of Phoenix Black. I'm very excited about this book because I felt like I had to get my feet wet. And if you know how some of these singers do when they haven't been on the radio for some time, let me put this back up. If they haven't been on radio for some time, they come up with a single just to get the rotation, their name popping. This is how I felt. This cover was created by a friend of mine. I'm very, very excited. I utilize anyone who has talent. So you don't have to be somebody that's well-known in the city, the community, or wherever. Show me your skills and I'll definitely put you to work because I believe in supporting people. He's a friend of mine. We work together. I'm very, very proud of him. His name is, I want to say Jorge Pagan, and he is a sweetheart. He's a dear friend of mine. So big ups to you. Thank you again for designing this cover. And it is now, as mentioned, officially on Kindle. You can download it, or you just wait till make the announcement when the paperback is ready for print. And it's short. It is a short story. It is about a woman. She's about 50 years of age, and she is celebrated throughout the community for her community work. And just there's some issues that she wrestles with her family, and it has to be resolved. So just check it out and let me know what your thoughts are. All right. So today we are going to be talking about the protagonist with character development. Okay. Last week we went over several details about character development, the importance of character development. And I can always go back over them because I love a recap with anything. If you watch a good movie or TV show or series, there's always a recap, last time, and then recap a couple episodes because it's it's dramatic. All right. Don't forget we are going to talk about character development. Character development is the process of creating fictional characters with the same depth and complexity as real life human beings. Okay. Throughout the story writing process, you, the author, will need to develop any number of character traits to fully flesh out the people that populate your story. So you got to flesh them out. Okay. Such as the backstory. Backstory refers to an event that occurred prior to the story's plot. Your character has to have flaws. They have to be imperfect. Unless you're writing about Jesus, they have to be imperfect. Okay. The goals. What is your character's goals? The personality. What is their personality? What are they like? All right. Philosophy and worldview. Like, how do they think? Like, what is their thought process? Physical character traits. Are they tall, short, thick, wide, full figure? Um, the morals and values. Some characters have morals and values and spiritual beliefs. Like, what do they believe in? All right. If they don't believe in anything, that's fine. You want to mention that, okay? Mention that, mention that, mention that. All right. So today we're going to be talking about the actual protagonist, the hero of the story, right? And when I say hero, I'm not talking about a action figure hero. If that is what you're writing, then so be it. But we are talking about the protagonist straight up from the average man next door to your superhero. All right. Who are they? We need the identity. That's the first step, the identity. These are the basic facts that establish the character: their full name, a nickname, age, gender, occupation, education, hometown, family, relationship status, financial status, physical appearance, and distinguishing features. All right. So, for example, Maya Johnson, they're 34, occupation, community outreach director, distinguishing features, small scar above her eyebrow from a childhood injury. Say she fell off her bike. All right, so we know this. Okay, Maya, and it's not a new character of mine, but it might be a new character of yours. So think about that. All right, number two, what is the external goal? All right, this is what the protagonist believes they need. So what you want to do is ask your protagonist. So you might have to talk to yourself. What do you want? Why do you want it? And what happens if you don't get it? An example. Okay, so here are examples of what they may want. They might want to save the family business. We all seen the movies where the family business into crisis, and that one family member, the protagonist, they're going through, they're brainstorming ways to save the family business. They want to win an election. All right. They want to find a missing child. Say the neighborhood kid is missing. Publish their first novel. Maybe your character is a writer. Escape an abusive relationship. This can be dramatic. So you want to ask yourself what the external goal is. What do they want? Why do they want it? And what happens if they don't get it? The external goal, this is going to drive your plot. This is where your plot is going to merge. All right. Now, what is the next point is the internal need. This is what they actually need to become whole. Often they don't realize this until the end. This is when your protagonist is like, I get it. Like when Glinda told the Dorothy, you could have been home. You had it all along in you. She's just like, why don't you just say so? But this is when they realize it at the end. Example, they want success. All right, but they need self-worth. They want revenge, but they need forgiveness. They want love, but they need to love themselves. The internal need drives the emotional journey. So you wouldn't think about the emotions, think about your feelings, of course. Like, for example, they want success. So you might have a character that is really trying to start a business, but they need the success of the business. All right. They need the success of the business to feel self-worthy. Maybe they were the black sheep in the family, and the success of the business will be the validation that they think they're going to get from their family, and they think that they need from their family. Or they're getting the success to get revenge. Maybe it was a revenge on um a bad relationship. So it's like, I'm going to show you, I'm going to be somebody. So, and when I become successful, you're going to regret how you treated me, how you handled me. All right. But what they actually need to do is to forgive. So you really can't move in vengeance, but you got to let it go. So by the end of the story, they might have to say, I just have to let it go for me to really be successful. All right. They want love. Who doesn't want love? Who doesn't want a hug and a kiss and a snuggle? It doesn't have to be a relationship. They just want to feel loved. They want to feel important. Okay. But they need to love themselves. So you can't help somebody if you're not helping yourself. So this is what your protagonist needs to deal with, the internal need. All right. The wound. All right. Every memorable protagonist has a wound. a sore spot. All right. So what hurt them? What was it that hurt them? This could be the emotional. All right. Who caused it? It could be their childhood. It could be that relative. It could be that neighbor. It could be the teacher. It could be that relationship. All right. How has it shaped them? You ever watch the movies where that protagonist is just kind of bitter? I remember Eva, who was it? Gabrielle Union and Delivers from Eva. She was just bitter. She was bitter, and they come to find out why later on. She was bitter from a past relationships. Here are the examples: betrayed by a best friend. That can hurt, especially of a best friend because they're like a sibling. And you share your secrets with your best friend before you share them with your sibling, so they're betrayed. Abandoned by a parent. That could cause a lot of abandonment issues with rejection. A lost child. They were a lost child. Maybe they got caught up in the system. They grew up in poverty. Okay. Experienced public humiliation. Remember Carrie? All right. I'm not going to talk about Carrie. All right. The wound will explain their fears and behaviors, how they act. Like, Ooh, that guy's he's a little touched, but we need to find out why he's a little touched. Okay. The lie they believe. Tip number 5. This is one of the most important parts of the character development because of their wound, they believe something untrue. People always leave. They don't have trust issues, or they may self-sabotage. You're going to leave me anyway. I'm not good enough. Love makes you look weak. Money solves everything. I have to do everything alone. Sometimes when you feel like that, because you have to do it by yourself, it's because you're so used to doing it by yourself that you won't trust anyone to step in and love you enough to help you. All right. The story exists to challenge the lie. So your story has to challenge the lie that they believe. It has to challenge it. All right. The truth they must learn. By the end of the story, they should discover a healthier truth. Examples. The lie. I must earn love. I got to earn it. Okay. The truth is I'm worthy of love. The lie, trust people get hurt. If I'm sometimes you ever hear people say I don't distrust anybody anymore because every time I trust somebody I always get hurt. The truth, healthy trust creates stronger relationships. All right. Number 7, the personality. This is one of maybe my favorite part of character development because when you build in that personality, you're just like, and then you can feel it as you're writing what they're going to do. How do they naturally behave? So let's think about it. Are they introverted or extroverted? My favorite movie, all-time favorite movie is Rocky. Everybody knows me, knows I'm a huge Rocky fan. And Adrian is a painfully shy person. And what I notice is that whenever she has to tell Rocky about himself, when she's done talking, she becomes an introvert. It's just she's out of her shell for the moment, and then she's back in it. I'm done. I said what I had to say. I'm going back in. Optimistic or pessimistic? Are they happy all the time, or are they always sad all the time? Are they funny or serious? Patient or impulsive? Organized or chaotic? Compassionate or cynical? Confident or insecure? These are questions that you have to ask your character or write them down. Like, I believe my character is a confident person. I believe my character is an introvert because they are painfully shy. Write it down. Include quirks. Talks to plants. Never wears matching socks. Collects old books. Quotes movie lines. These, when they have a quirk, it makes them memorable. So when your reader is reading and they do something with the quirk, you're like, okay, maybe they're having a trigger, an emotional trigger, and this is why they need this, they need that, right? Remember the movie Bodyguard, right? Kevin Costner kept drinking orange juice. Well, that's because his character was an alcoholic and he would drink screwdrivers. So he know he can't drink. So he going to have some orange juice. He going to have half of the drink. The drink is not going to get him intoxicated. So when he was stressed out, he had his cup of orange juice. And I remember when I first watched that, I was a kid. I was like, why in the world? But character development, that was his thing. All right. Give them qualities readers admire. Are they loyal? Are they intelligent? Are they brave? Are they compassionate? Are they hardworking? Are they honest? Are they creative? Are they productive? Okay. These are something that you will remember as the writer. And then when you're reading a book, you're going to know that your character is this person. Think of Scout in The Killing Mockingbird. Scout, her name itself has heart. Atticus Finch, which was her father, he was that guy. He had good morals. He had integrity. He believed in mankind. He intentionally defending a black man, knowing what the outcome, because everybody deserved to have defense. And I'm not going to not defend him because of what society says. That's not right. So he had integrity. All right. And if you haven't read To Killing Mockingbird, seriously, read To Kill a Mockingbird. All right. What is the weakness? Number 9. These create the conflict: pride, fear, anger, jealous, impatient, addiction, stubbornness, and perfectionism. Now, perfectionism, some people say I'm a perfectionist. Perfectionist, people applaud that. I personally don't. It is a character flaw because you can't move forward. Something is not perfect. And everything is not going to be perfect. You're going to have some issues where it's not perfect. Where you got to learn how to let it go. Okay? This, in the words of Bad Boys, woosah. Okay? But is that who they are? Are they perfectionists? Because, again, something that your readers need to identify with. All right, number 10. What are the fears? What keeps them awake at night? All right. Being abandoned. Is it failure? All right. If they're successful and they worried about failing, is it poverty? Said, I'm never going to be poor again. Rejection, losing family, being forgotten, success itself, public speaking. Fear influences decision throughout the story. So if they have a fear, they're going to make certain decisions throughout the story because it's a fear. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not public speaking. The last time it happened, I got nauseous, I got sick, I fell out, and I lost a lot of money, and I had to rebuild my business. I'm not doing that. Something that you need to think about as the author. 11, relationships. All right, with their parents. Do they have a good one with their parents? Are their parents dead? Are they alive? Siblings, okay? Best friends, which will be more likely the secondary character that we will talk about later on. Romantic partner, are they in a relationship? Mentor, do they have a mentor? If you never read Tuesdays with Morrie by Mitch Albom, read it. Such a great book. All right, rival, enemy, co-workers, community. Every relationship should reveal a different side of the protagonist. All right. What is the moral compass? North, south, east, west. All right. Would they lie? These are lines that they won't cross. Would they lie? Would they steal? Would they kill? Would they forgive? Would they sacrifice themselves? What principle guides them? Okay, these choices define the character under pressure. Okay, under pressure. Would they lie? When I was watching Marvel Infinity, the Avengers Infinity Wars, or the Endgame, I don't know the characters, but I know that the bad guy, Thanos, when he said that he destroyed the Infinity Stones and they didn't believe him, the daughter that he raised, she said he's telling the truth because one thing he is not is a liar. He ain't gonna lie. Okay, something to think about. Skills and traits: cooking, fighting, leadership, public speaking, medicine, technology, negotiation, singing, and my favorite, writing. These are skills and traits that your character can have. Is your character good at cooking? And is somebody who just likes to serve dinner? They're a great cook. Where they're now encouraged to start a catering company, but they're just I don't know. Maybe I'm too old. It's a woman that's in her 60s and her husband has died. And what's the next chapter of her life? Her children are like, Mom, you're a great cook. Start a restaurant. Start a small bistro. Start your catering. Start your catering service. Something that you always wanted to do, but you never did. She's a great cook. All right. Also ask, what are they terrible at? All right. Maybe Mom is a great cook, but she's not a great baker. And the community wants more of the pastries. So she got to really challenge herself to. It doesn't have to be nothing dramatic, but something where it's going to hinder you from moving forward or hinder your character from moving forward. Weaknesses outside their comfort zone create opportunities for growth. That's in any character and really in life. Okay. Motivation. In fact, let me go back to skills and traits. When I first start doing live videos for writing content, introducing Writer's Block Publishing LLC, I was on Periscope rambling, just talking about whatever. And I just couldn't understand why I could not be in front of a camera. When I'm around people, I'm very personable, I'm very friendly. But when I came to the camera, I just froze. Like, okay. And my husband said, just write down everything you need to say for the moment. If you're talking about a new book, if you're talking about character development, if you're talking about plot development, just write down what you need to write down and go from there and just stay there. And when you're done, get off the camera. And the more I did that, the more my personality came through, where I felt more comfortable. And anything new that I attempt to do I do it perfect? Absolutely not. But the fact that I'm doing it, I'm challenging myself. It was an opportunity for me to grow as a business person, businesswoman, whatever the case may be. All right. The motivation, tip number 11. What is the motivation? What keeps them moving? What keeps your protagonist moving? Love, faith, justice, revenge. Sometimes you're built on that revenge. You want to get them back. Opportunity to get them back. You then went through 30 years of the situation, and now, like that bully in high school, you're going in at the class reunion. Oh, you're going in. What is the motivation? Security, family, freedom, redemption, legacy. Now that's deep. What is the motivation? Okay. That's it for today as far as character development. So you guys got a lot of information to really ponder on and think about, because this is going to really help you think about your character as you begin writing your story. And again, if you're writing your memoir, use these character development tips for writing the character, you, the protagonist, as well as the other characters, your mother, your father, your uncle, your cousin, your brother, your sister, you know what I mean? The dog. All right. This is also important because you, as mentioned last month, your reader doesn't know who your Uncle Timmy is. They don't. We need to know. The reader needs to know. So, all right, guys. Happy Saturday. Have a great Saturday. And thank you again. Don't forget to please like and subscribe and share.